And I got to tell you, I go back and forth with this Kamala Harris thing. I think she's kind of got the bump that she's going to get. I suspect that she's going to get another bump after the DNC convention, assuming that she remains the nominee, or she will be the nominee. Right now, she's the presumptive nominee, but I assume she's going to be the nominee given the fact that the Obamas came out today. You guys, I'm sure you heard, all of you guys heard that fake phone call, that scripted phone call, and they came out and endorsed Kamala Harris while she was walking on the phone. Oh, hey, it's the Obamas, just on speakerphone, like you're going to do that when the Obamas are calling you. Oh, that's clear. Oh, we got it. Okay, let's go ahead and roll that. I want you guys to hear this fake stuff. Let's go ahead and roll it, por favor.
Kamala.
Hello. Hi.
Hey there.
Oh, hi. You're both together. Oh, it's good to hear you both.
I can't have this phone call without saying to my girl Kamala, I am proud of you. This is going to be historic.
We called to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and to do everything we can to get you through this election and into the Oval Office.
Oh, my goodness. Michelle, Brock, this means so much to me. I am looking forward to doing this with the two of you, Doug and I both, and getting out there, being on the road. But most of all, I just want to tell you the words you have spoken and the friendship that you have given over all these years mean more than I can express. So thank you both. It means so much. And we're going to have some fun with this too, aren't we?
So fake. Oh, she's so fake. Man, she is so fake. Honestly, just roll that as an ad. This chick is she is so cringe worthy, fake as a mug. I cannot stand it, which gives me a little bit of hope. She is so cringe worthy. Listen, I think that we can still take this thing home. I just suspect the race it's going to go one or two ways, all right? Here's what's going to happen. She's gotten a small bump. Her bump hasn't been, huge. It hasn't been huge, but they rolled her out intentionally with such a little time left before the election. We'll get into that. This was a column I actually wanted to get into last night that kind of breaks that down. We'll get into it today. And I think it's absolutely important. But she is such a horrible candidate. I think the more that people get to see her and know her, even though we have a very short period of time to do it, she can be exposed. And the more people get to know her, the less people are going to like her. I am absolutely clear of that. She is just so fake. She's disingenuous, and you can see it from a mile away. She's very condescending. Nobody likes that. Again, she had 92%, I believe it was, turnover in the VP office over a span of 3 years because people simply did not like working with her, working for her. And if you hear people on the Hill, they'll tell you all the time, listen, some of these guys come up here and they'll be tough on you. But if you feel like there's a vision, if you feel like you're part of something, you're going to stick with them. They didn't with her. I mean, just maybe 6 months ago or so, the left wanted Joe Biden to drop Kamala Harris. And now she's the bee's knees. I mean, it's absolutely insane where we are today. And this too. So Trump has declined to debate Kamala Harris, and I'm glad he's done so. There's no need to do so. Why? Carl, you can hear the clip. Oh man, Trump is scared. He's so scared. Can you imagine Michael Steele, a former RNC chair that is completely sold out for money to the left. But RNC chair, can you imagine the prosecutor versus the criminal? He's scared to go up on the stage. Pete Booty saying the same thing. Can you imagine if Kamala Harris gets on the stage with him? He's so scared. Somebody called Donald Trump a punk for not wanting the guy that just took a bullet. Oh, by the way, let me just share this real quick because it's broke right while I was pulling into the studio. Right when I was pulling in, looked at my phone, and I would encourage you not to read and drive. Just leave that to me. But I was looking at my phone, and the news broke that the FBI has confirmed that Donald Trump was shot in the ear. FBI, if you ever need to get ahead of a story, just call me because I watched the video, so I could have shared that with you. Freaking idiots. Anyway, but it is what it is. Kamala Harris is an absolute disaster, And the more Trump stays away, I heard somebody, this isn't my analogy, but I thought it was a really good one. Someone said, and I can't recall who, forgive me, but if you happen to be listening, it is a media figure, and I happened to turn on the radio a little bit this morning, and somebody said, you know what Trump needs to do, yeah, he has a right to deny this debate because she's not the nominee, and he doesn't know if she's going to be the nominee. Now, I assume that Kamala Harris will be the nominee of the Democrat Party, but she's kind of gotten her bump. They're going to have to wait and see what type of bump a vice presidential candidate and the DNC convention may or may not bring. They're going to have to figure things out quick. Actually, the vice presidential bump, because they'll have to figure something out quick. They'll have to throw her under the bus if she doesn't get a bump. Right now, she's in this thing. I think they want her to win it, but they suspect that she can't win it. But they want her to stop the bleeding so they don't lose the Senate and the Democrats do, and so that they can win the House. That's the goal. I think with Biden, they were just scared that they were going to lose too many down ballot races. But I got to tell you, if she does not get a bigger bump from her VP pick, they still may have to be concerned about that. And I got to tell you, the more, even though it's a short period of time, even though it's a very short period of time, done intentionally for voters to be able to vote, you guys have to remember, we're nerds. We're nerds. There's some voters that are just now starting to pay attention to politics. That's why everything is happening. That's why Democrats have timed this the way that they have, right? Because they want the people that are paying attention to politics right now to literally say, oh, that's my girl. You know what I'm saying? That's my girl. The media is hyping her up. The mainstream media lying about it. There's a leaked memo I'll get into in just a second that revealed the efforts by Kamala Harris's campaign to squash the border czar comments. And I mean, she was a border czar. She was the border czar. We played the audio for you here. We played the video for you here. She was the border czar. Joe Biden commissioned her the border czar. Now, I'm not exactly sure that he said those exact words, but that was essentially what he did. And news media followed up. They called her the border czar. And I'm talking about the mainstream media. I'm talking about the DNC media. They all called her the border czar. But I still want to say, listen, guys, this is going to be a fight. I want to make sure that I give you not the other side, but just a cautionary tale. I think this is a fair column by Sean Tran of Real Clear Politics. Republicans should expect Harris to make it a closer race. And that's exactly what she wants to do. She wants to make it a closer race, right? And that way, if there's any tight races, perhaps the Democrats can pull them off, or God forbid, you don't want this thing too close. You don't want the race too close. Like Hugh Hewitt says, if it's not close, they can't cheat. So God forbid these races are too close where they can cheat. I'm just being real with you. So we got to make sure that they lose, and the Democrats lose, and they lose soundly. But that Barack Obama endorsement, fake as a mug. Kamala Harris accepting it so everybody, the whole world can hear it. Just fake as a mug. Everybody knows that it's fake. This is pure desperation on the side of the Democrat Party. That's why. Can you believe it? The Democrats are trying to erase the history of a black woman. It's crazy.